everyone, and welcome to Simply Made Homestead, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Marion, and today we're going to make chicken stock. But before we get started, if made from scratch recipes, tips and tricks in the garden, homesteading, DIY projects, or if those are the things that interest you, I would love for you to hit subscribe below and ring that bell so you won't miss any future videos that come out. Alright, now let's get to our stock. Now, the first thing I have here is a 16 quart stock. It's a nice our stock pot. I got it at Walmart. I'll have a link below where you can locate one if you don't have one. It's a 16 quart. I have 10 quarts of water in here now. And I have a couple of more quarts over here ready just in case we want to top it off, because we want to cover all of our chicken and our vegetables and things like that. So this is where we're going to start. Now, this right here are just chicken. These are 2 chicken carcasses that I put in the Ziploc bag and stuck in the freezer. Now, these are chickens that we roasted, did whatever with. I don't know, Instant Pot, whatever we did with them. And then we picked all the meat off and had eaten everything up, picked it off, and it was just the bones, little meat left, some fat and stuff like that. All good stuff for this pot, okay? So I'm going to start with that. It's a good way to not throw things away, to be able to use all your scraps, all your stuff. So here you can even see, look at there, I got a chicken neck in there that came out of something. So any of your chicken scraps, your bones, and things like that. I don't use internal organs, so I just put that in the pot. Alright, the next thing are carrots. Just cut it up into nice big chunks. I wash them first, cut them up into nice big chunks and throw them in there. Now if I had parsnips, I love parsnips. I don't have any on hand, but I would add those. You can literally add any kind of vegetables that you want in there that you like. So whatever kind of flavors that you enjoy, because your stock is going to be the base for soups and stews, couscous, gravy, all of those things. So whatever flavors that you like, throw them in the pot. Leeks. Okay, now we're going to have 2 onions. I have 2 onions here, and I just sliced them right down the middle, just like that. We're going to stick them in the oven just like that, skin and all. Easy breezy. Let's go ahead and get this stove started. I'm going to put it on high to get it started. Okay, now I have 2 garlics. Once again, just sliced, see the bulb this way? Sliced it right down the middle. Throw them in the pot. You can see that one had a little bit of a dark spot on it. Let me get it out of there. See there? It's okay. So got the garlic flavor, and that's what we're going for. Alright, and now the parsley. Just a big bunch of parsley. And you can add thyme, you can add a little rosemary. I will probably go out there in the garden because I forgot to trim some thyme and rosemary. I had to pick this up at the grocery store because I was out of parsley right now. So you can just add, you know, whatever kind of herbs that you like. Now if you do add rosemary, be a little light-handed unless you really love rosemary, because it is a much stronger herb and it really will take to it really quickly. So, alright, now we're going to add some. If you don't want salt in your stock, this is a step you won't take, okay? Just don't add salt. Now I like a little salt. We are not salt free in this house. This is a super big pot of stock. So I just put about 1.5 tablespoons in there. You could always cut this in half. So, you know, just do about 1 tablespoon. Let me get the peppercorn. Sorry about that. I forgot peppercorn. So, literally, just take a little handful. See that right there? Yep. And sprinkle it in there. And that, my friends, is all we have to do to get it started. So we have a nice, big, beautiful pot of stock right here, kind of get a soft boil going, then turn it down to simmer, and then just keep it low and simmering and no lid. Just leave it just like that so it can just keep cooking down and all those flavors come together, and it is just amazing. Okay, we're gonna let it cook for at least 3 hours. I'm gonna probably go more closer to 3.5 or 4. You can taste it later on. You can see if it's where you want it. If it's strong enough or dense enough in flavor, then you can stop there. If you want to cook it more, you can keep cooking it. And the more you cook it, the more flavorful and just full of flavor and intense it's going to get. But today, cook it at least 3 hours on simmer. You can come over occasionally and give it a little stir, just to make sure everything's going good. But we're going to go about 3.5 hours or 4. So let's get it going here, and then I'll see you back soon. Okay, here we are. The chicken stock has simmered for 4 hours. Now I simmered it for 4 because it was a really big batch of chicken stock, because I use a lot of chicken stock around here. If you need to cut it in half, cut it in half. You do what works best for you and for your home. So you can cook. I cook it no matter what. Cook it for at least 3 hours, because you want it to get that concentrated flavor and all that good yumminess in there. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pour it up into a colander, but you want to cover your colander with cheesecloth. Now I have used paper towels when I was out of cheesecloth, and it does work. So don't fret if you don't have cheesecloth. You can use paper towels. Just cover it really well into a colander, into a bowl, and I'm going to get my handsome husband to help, because it's a really big pot. Handsome husband, this is Andrew. Okay, I'm going to hold this too. Okay, please don't burn me. You know, you're being watched, right? Mm-hmm. Ah, I have witnesses.
Watch out, Todd.
You're hilarious. Okay, and I'm going to watch down here, because that's a really big pot. And there's probably more stock than we have room in this bowl. Okay, honey, I think that's good for right now. Okay. So we're going to let that drain really good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is ladle it up. Now you use whatever kind of freezer containers that work for you, or that you have on hand. These I ordered from Cassandra's Kitchen years ago, seriously, like 2011. So I've had these for a long time. I will find a link. I'll put some links below where you can find these containers if you like these. We use these for for any kind of stocks. We use them for ice cream. They work really well. They do really well in the freezer. So, and about 1 inch from the top. And then we're going to leave that. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to fill all of these up. And then we're going to leave this and let it cool some more. Okay? Before I put a lid on there. Now, once they cool down a bit and they're not so hot, I'm going to put them in the refrigerator, and you let them sit in the refrigerator overnight. And then in the morning, you can move them over and into the freezer. Now, sometimes there will be like a little fat on top. If you want to scrape that fat off once it cools, that's a really good time to do that before you stick it in the freezer. Our chickens we raised them ourselves. We know what they've eaten. We know they're good, healthy fats. So we leave the fats on, or the fat in there. And there's never much fat anyway, so it all works out. So there you go. Now we've got more to pour up here. So we have 3 quarts of, do you see the color of that chicken stock? Do you see how dark and rich and amazing that is. It is so good. I can't wait for you to try this recipe, and please let me know what you think. Now, if you would like to print this recipe out and make it easy for you, you can go to our blog at simplymadehomestead.com and you'll find it there. The best thing you can do to help us out is to share us with your friends and family and give us a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. We appreciate you so much and appreciate you being here with us. Thank you again, guys. God bless you. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.